Good day, everyone. I am Rochelle Dagupan from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in mathematics. Today, I will be discussing the philosophy of education, focusing on two important schools of thought, which is the postmodernism and poststructuralism and their impact on education. So, what is philosophy education? Philosophy of education explores different ways of thinking about teaching, learning, and knowledge. It includes various schools of thought that shape educational practices and beliefs. So, sa postmodernism and poststructuralism is the challenge sila sa traditional way of teaching or sa traditional perspectives because it's emphasizing the diversity, power, structures, and the fluidity of knowledge. So, ang education daw is not just about memorizing sa facts, kay it is shaped by different ideas and beliefs or cultures. So, some philosophies support structured learning while ang uban like sa postmodernism o sa post-structuralism is nag-question sila sa methods or ways sa traditional and encourage looking at different perspectives. So example, sa usa ka classroom nga ang students is gitudloan og one way para mag-solve og problem. And walay lain nga methods ang gamiton kundi isa lang yun. So sa traditional education is ka-follow gid ni sila og fixed rules pareha ani isa lang ka way sa pag-solve sa problem. So however, sa postmodernism o sa post-structuralism, encourage questioning these strict rules. Kasi sila nga naagi kaning lahi-lahi nga way sa pag-solve sa problem para mas masabtan sa mga estudyante o masabtan sa tanan ug ang education pod is dapat mag-include og different perspectives dili lang kay mag-focus sa isa lang ka correct answer. So next is what is postmodernism? Postmodernism emerged from the social and intellectual changes of the 1960s, questioning universal truths and traditional values. In education, postmodernism challenges the idea of a single correct curriculum, arguing instead for the inclusion of diverse perspectives, particularly those of marginalized groups. So, ang postmodernism is, kanang para sa ila is, there is no single correct curriculum yun because ang knowledge is na-influence sa ato ang culture, sa history of sa power. So, instead nga, ang i-present is one dominant perspective lang sa education, dapat i-include ang diverse viewpoints sa gikan sa lahi pud nga cultures or sa communities. And makatabang ni siya sa students para ma-understand nila nga multiple ways of thinking and prevents one group from controlling knowledge. So ang example is kini sa usa ka history class nga katudlo po about sa culture. So sa katong nga klase is isa ra ka country ang ilahang gi-focusan, isa ra pud ka culture. So bali China ang ilahang topic. So China ra pud culture sa China ra pud ang gitudlo sa mga estudyante. Pero sa postmodernism, suggest nila nga ang history should include stories from different cultures. Dili lang kaysa isa lang sila mag-focus. So, instead of only learning about sa China, a student should also study the experiences sa kitabi sa indigenous na peoples para widen bito ang ilang knowledge sa lahi-lahi pa nga culture diri or sa history sa world. Next is postmodernism and critical theory. Postmodernist educators like Henry Giroux and Stanley Aronowitz argue that education should be emancipatory, meaning it should help students recognize and resist social inequalities. Instead of simply teaching established knowledge, postmodern education encourages critical thinking and questioning of text, exposing hidden biases related to race, gender, and class. So, uh, there's a postmodernism and critical theory is highlights niya ang importance sa pag-include sa lahi-lahi nga voices nga that have been ignored or silenced, such as sa mga indigenous people or communities, sa kababaihan o sa marginalized grupo. So, this helps create a more inclusive and accurate understanding of knowledge. So, example, sa usa ka history book, og ang naa dito is kanang about dito siya sa war. Pero ang naa lang dito ang naka-focus lang dito ay about sa mga kaagi sa famous nga kings o sa mga hero atong wars. So, wala nila giapil ang struggles or ang difficulties sa ordinary lang nga people. So, diri sa postmodernism, kanang gusto nila i-appeal ang story sa kadto pod sa mga ordinary people, dili lang kay sa kings lang o sa heroes ang dapat naa dito ang dito, because um apil man naman sa dito apil man sa dato nga war ang kanang mga ordinary nga people, sa dapat diri sa postmodern apil dapat ang mga workers, ang women o ang minorities nga who also shape the story. Next is the postmodernism ethics in education. Rocks emphasizes that education should promote ethical awareness and social responsibilities. He argues that students should be encouraged to engage in discussions that help them understand different viewpoints and challenge oppression. This approach fosters an inclusive and democratic learning environment where students are not just passive learners but active participants in shaping society. So diri is si Henry Giroux believes nga ang education kuno is dapat dili magtudlo about dili lang magtudlo about sa academic knowledge, but also encourage the students to be responsible members of the society or where they are belong. He argues nga dapat ang school should help the students understand different perspectives of stand up against unfair treatment. And by discussing sa ilaha sa about sa social issues like sa discrimination and inequality. So ang students learn to be active in shaping a fairer world. So example is sa classroom about students learn about history gapon. So but only from one group's perspective. So kibali sa usa ka klase ang gikuan lang sa ilaha is about sa manubo. So sa katong nga klase is dili man tan students madugo, so dili sila ka-relate katulang mga students ang makarelate sa gi-discuss sa ka-teacher. So diri sa ang postmodernist approach would include different voices such as the stories sa indigenous people or sa women. So ang students po is maka-understand sa multiple viewpoints and think critically about fairness. Next is the criticism of postmodernism in education. So si Michael Apple critiques postmodern education for focusing too much on identity and discourse while neglecting economic and material conditions. He argues that race and gender cannot be separated from class and that real social change requires addressing economic inequalities. So critics also argue that postmodernism's rejection of universal truths can lead to confusion and lack of clear direction in education. So, diri si Michael Apple is ang ano, iyang gusto is kanang sa postmodernism, ang postmodernism kono is ga-focus lang too much sa identity pareha nang sa race o sa gender sa usa ka tawo. Pero gi-ignore ang economic issues nila like poverty. So, Michael Apple believes nga the real inequality is caused by wealth gaps. So, and education dapat i-address ni nga issue about sa financial and social struggles instead nga sa discussing different perspectives. And critics also argue that rejecting universal truths can make education unclear and uh, confusing for students. So, if a school teaches about gender inequality, gender equality, but does not provide resources for poor students. So, si Apple, para sa iya nga, ang school is na ay missing nga, i-miss nila to nga issue. So, ang poverty is maka-apekto gyud na sa learning sa usa ka students more than just discussing about sa fairness. So, instead of only talking about identity, he believes nga ang school should focus on making sure nga ang dapat tanan students is naay equal nga opportunities. So next is what is post-structuralism? So post-structuralism is influenced by thinkers like Derrida and Foucault, examines how language and knowledge shape reality. In education, it questions fixed meanings and encourages multiple interpretations of text and ideas. Teachers are seen as facilitators rather than authorities, helping students develop critical thinking skills and question the structures that define knowledge. So, ang post-structuralism is examine sila how language and knowledge is shaped sa reality. It argues the meaning that meanings are not fixed. What something means can change depending sa context. So, sa education, uh, this means nga ang students should question the way knowledge is presented and explore different interpretations rather than memorizing one correct answer. So ang usa ka teachers diri is facilitator rather than authority. So dapat ang teachers is mag-guide sa mga students and way of making for them students in thinking critically and rather than simply giving them facts to accept. So example ani is uh, sa usa ka book nga ang naay bida kibali dito then ang someone is ang hero sa iya naay usa ka hero then sa sa libro is naay isa ka hero. So ang usa ka post-structuralist approach mangutana is hero to whom or hero para asa. So ang kini nga hero is a leader. Might be a hero to one group but an oppressor to another. So sa kibli sa uban is hero siya kanang makatabang or hero nga nag-save kibali sa ilaha pero sa uban pod is kabaliktaran atong sa ilaha. So this encourages students nga hunaon nila pag-ayo nga naay about sa different viewpoints. So instead of accepting sa isa lang ka version of history. Next is difference between postmodernism and post-structuralism. So while both postmodernism and post-structuralism challenge traditional ideas, postmodernism focuses more on rejecting universal truths, while post-structuralism examines how knowledge and language shape power. So postmodernism criticizes established narratives, whereas post-structuralism analyzes how meaning is constructed in different contexts. So, diri is ang postmodernism daw ug ang post-structuralism sila duha is mag-challenge man gina sila sa traditional way of teaching sa mga traditional ideas, but they focus sa different pod aspects. Kay ang postmodernisms is para sa question sila sa big ideas, and gi-reject nila ang idea that there is only one truth. So kibali, ang postmodernism is sa big ideas pero dili nila tuuhan nga nang isa lang bitaw ang tinuod para sa ilaha. So diri po sa post-structuralism is nag-focus po sila ang unsaon sa language pag-shape sa knowledge or sa kaalaman o sa meaning pod sa meaning. Ang language shapes the knowledge and meaning. So, while postmodernism challenges dominant narratives, sa post-structuralism is ga-analyze sa knowledge pag-construct sa different nga situation. So, for example, sa usa ka libro, fairy tale book. So, a postmodernist might ask us now, why do all fairy tales have the same kind of hero? And then sa post-structuralist would ask sa what do words like good and evil really mean in the story? So sa duha ka approach is para sila nga ga-encourage sa students nga mag-think critically about sa information instead of just accepting it. So next is impact on curriculum and teaching methods. Postmodern and post-structuralist approaches emphasize flexible and student-centered learning. Instead of rigid curricula, they support interdisciplinary studies, integrating literature, history, and social issues. Teachers encourage open discussions, critical analysis, and questioning of traditional knowledge structures. So, diri ang postmodern o ang post-structuralist approaches is ga-promote sila og flexible o student-centered way of learning. So, instead nga mag-follow sila sa ka strict nga curriculum, ang methods is encourage integrating different subjects such as i-combine nila ang history sa literature o sa social issues. So ang teachers create an open learning environment where ang students is mag-discuss sila sa ilang own ideas kay tungod kay student-centered man sa dapat ang students get ang mag-discuss sa ilahang ideas about sa ka topic. May mag-analyze sa different nga perspectives o sa question traditional knowledge rather than just memorizing sa information. So, example, in a traditional classroom, students might learn history from sa usa ka textbook. So, a postmodern or post-structuralist classroom might encourage students nga i-explore bibitaw ang historical events through novels, arts, and personal stories para understand pud nila ang lahi-lahi nga perspectives or lahi-lahi nga mga kanang ug unsa pay lahi-lahi nga mga information ang naa dito para ma-widen ang ilang knowledge about anak nga topic or about anang history. So instead nga mag-read lang sila atong usa ka textbooks, they discuss o mag-think po sila about history in a deeper way para mas masabtan gid nila uh, topic. So ang ang postmodernism o ang post-structuralism is mato ga challenge mo sa traditional education by questioning fixed roots o ang power structures. They promote critical thinking and inclusion sa ka students sa tanan. And inclusion kay tungod kay dapat sila tanan walay kanang unsay tawag anang favoritism kay balik ka nag isa lang ang paboran dapat sila tanan students. So and multiple perspectives sa learning. So while they encourage students to question and analyze knowledge, critics argue they may overlook material inequalities. So overall, ang kini nga mga approaches is ka-aim to sila para makahimo og more open og kanang fair bitaw nga education system para ma-value to give values diverse nga voices and encourages independent thinking para sa mga students. So thank you. That would be all for my topic. Thank you for listening.